Hey there, this is Mr. Oliver with your first movie making tip on how to take those pictures that we took in class the other day and to make your photo composition movie. So you're going to add images, you're going to add titles, do a couple of modifications to those, and add some music. And so let's get started with our Google Drive. So for this movie, you are going to be using the pictures we just took. They're in your Google Drive and you need to download them. So you're going to, after you're in your folder, you're going to click on that little down arrow and you're going to see that shows up on the bottom of the application window. So those arrows on the side, you can click to other pictures, you can do the same thing. So any pictures you're going to be using for this project, you're going to download, and they're going to show up on the downloads bar at the bottom of the application. So now that I've got my pictures, I'm going to open up iMovie, and when I do, I'll get this window, and I'm going to create new. I'm going to choose a movie, and right away, I'm going to click on the projects button so I can name it, and I'm going to call it My Name's Photo Composition, so you should do the same thing. You don't want to have a movie called My Movie. Alright, then you hit OK, and I can click on my project, and now it's correctly named. Alright, I'm going to take those pictures from Chrome and drag them into this event, which is set up there in iMovie. So each of the images that I want to use, I'm going to drag them in there. Now this isn't in my movie yet, this is just in my event. And then now for my project, I have this timeline below, so I can just click and drag on any of my pictures to add them to my movie. Alright, you can also add titles, so you're going to pick a title that you like, and you're going to drag it also to the timeline. And when you double click on it, you can enter the text. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to put in Mr. Oliver's photo composition. Feel free to choose any style of title that you'd like. And alright. Great. So now you can see what it looks so far. Just by tapping the spacebar, your movie will start to play. And it shows my two images. Now, my images, I have my settings set that they're very short in duration. And you can make them longer by dragging them out. So I'm going to drag each one to be 5 seconds long. You'll notice that little button I just dragged. As I drag it to the left, you zoom out on your project so you can see more of it at once. And so here I'm making both of my clips are the same length. And then now it's going to be time to add some titles. So I'm going to choose a title that I like, and in this case I'm choosing to put my title in front of my image. And I accidentally put it in there twice. By clicking on it, you can type in what it is. So here I'm typing rule of thirds. Actually, as I think about it, it's probably more of a leading lines picture. I think I'm using the rule of thirds and framing there, but this is a really good leading lines example. So I'm going to change that name to leading lines. And then I'm going to do the same thing for my other image. So I'm going to drag the title in front of it. And you can see that that is an example of backlighting. So by double clicking on it, I can delete where it says title text here and then type in backlighting. And then to view your project, you just hit the space bar and it'll start playing. So you can see that line moving from left to right across the bottom. It shows my rule of thirds title. Although I thought I changed it to leading lines, I don't know why it didn't save. And then here's my backlighting, but you get the idea. Okay, by clicking on that little cropping button, you can make some changes. Notice how there were black bars on the side of the picture? Now I have what's called the Ken Burns effect on, so it does a slow zoom in on it, which is one method you can do. I'm not a huge fan of that. I prefer putting a background behind it. And the reason why is the picture is in a different dimension than the video is. And so you get those black bars on the side, and it looks kind of amateur. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put a black background in. So I clicked on backgrounds and added it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my picture and I'm going to put it on top of it. And just like I changed the duration of my video clip, I can change the duration of the background. And when I click that little button, when I have the picture highlighted with those two rectangles, I can choose picture in a picture. And then now I can drag the picture and I can center it over the background. And here's something kind of neat too. You can also add your titles directly to an image. Now I don't want to cover the image, so because I have it as picture-in-a-picture, I can put my title underneath it. So as I add that there, I can type in backlighting. Looks like I messed up there, but let me try it again. And as I bring it down, I can type in backlighting. And then here I can show you what the buttons do across the top there. So just like in a word processor, you can center, you can left align, you can right align. You can change your font when you have it highlighted, and you can pick the style that you're looking for. And there's a lot of different options. So what you're going to do, once again, you can go back to your timeline and you can hit that space bar, just keep it playing. You're going to repeat this process for all of the examples that you have made. And yeah, you can also add transitions in between them. For this, it looks a little strange when I'm just going from an image to a title, but just to show you how it works, you just select a transition you like and you put it between two pieces of media, and then it'll have that transition added to your video. All right, and that's pretty much it as far as the basics of iMovie for adding images and titles. Now you can also add music, and so let me show you how you do that. Okay, so you're going to click on that audio tab. You notice it says sound effects is highlighted. And then you're going to select jingles for this one. You can actually add lots of different sounds, but this is an easy way to show you something. And then you just select one of those iMovie songs that you've probably heard a million times. So here I'm going to grab a song and I just drag it to my timeline, and when it goes underneath my video, it's just going to have audio. So as I've added this, my song plays. You'll notice that my song isn't long enough though, and so I'm going to want a longer piece of music. So in many cases they give you a short, medium, and long version of the song, and you're going to want to have audio playing throughout your video. And so I'm actually going to get rid of this one, so I'll highlight it, I'll click delete, and then I can grab the longer version and drag it in. And then you can actually shorten it if it's longer than what you need. So I'm going to drag it about to the end of my movie. But then I don't want it to just abruptly end, so that little dot that I just clicked on, I dragged it to the left, and then that's going to make it fade out. So you can see how that happens. Alright, so you're going to do this for all of your examples. You're going to add some music, you're going to add titles, experiment with the Ken Burns effect, with cropping, with picture-in-a-picture, and we'll show you what to do with it after it's finished in the next episode. So happy movie making.